here's what I've been working on. I told you I've been trying to do layer sets, and you see up here I got Dimension 3 layer set. All right, so that's offset walls. Okay,
Can you click on
so
that and
I've
open it
got
up so we can see
my
it?
plan view.
Yeah.
I've got offset layer, and I've also got my dimensions. All of them are the same.
Okay.
Okay, so if I click on that, and if I go over here to automatic, I want to do the auto dimensions, and I'm in uh, offsets. So it should put a dimension line right here on the offset. See, dim 3. Okay. So if I pick on this and hit auto, well, it put it up 1 notch for some reason. Uh, I don't know why it went up one, because I've got it set for, okay, let's just do a different one. Let's just go to overall. And now, see, put the overall dimension right where it's supposed to be. Okay. It's the overall dimension right there.
Okay.
No, it's up one. It's up one. It's supposed to be on this line right here. That's dim 4. See, this is what I'm talking about. Now, earlier, it was putting it on the right place. So let me try a different one. Let me go to T-walls. Okay. And turn on T-walls. Yep. And see, it's still putting it 1 notch higher than it's supposed to. See, every one of them, it's putting it 1 notch higher. And anyway, so what I was trying to do, let me try Windows.
When you have it fail like
Okay, now see, now it put shoot, it's putting the windows on the right place. See there, the windows going across there. It's doing it right, but that layer is not supposed to be showing up for some reason. It put it on the Windows layer, and it's not on a Windows layer. See, on this plan, it didn't show up. And see, on this plan, it didn't show up. And on this plan, it showed up, and it's showing up correctly. See how that's doing?
Mm-hmm.
The window, it's on the Windows layer. Okay, getting the center lines of the windows. The T-wall dimension is hitting the T-walls. Okay, and it's doing it all the way around. Perfect. See, it's coming across there. See, that line there's lining up there. That's lining up over here. They're off just a little bit, but that may be my dimension deal. But anyway, it's putting those in the right place, and it's putting these in the right place. But it's not putting this in the right place. So that's supposed to be over the frame, and it's going here, grabbing the T-walls again, see? So it's not doing everything correctly. So I don't know.
If we're gonna troubleshoot this, you may need to go in and show how you're setting up the auto dimensions so that they read what you want. Because if we sent this to Nigel, he wouldn't really know what you're trying to do yet until he sees how you're setting up the thing.
All right, here's what I'm trying to do. Okay, I'm trying to, like right now, it's the overall plan. Okay, so I've gone into the manual, double clicked it, pulled up the default, went to set up the automatic deal, and I've got the first line at that dimension. Okay.
Okay.
Which it's supposed to be 80 inches. Is what it's supposed to be. So why is it changed the?
You're in dimension 4, So you sure you want? It says at the top dimension 4.
That's the top outer. That's the framing dimension.
Okay, so 80 for that one. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what that's supposed to be.
And how much reach do you need from? You've got it at 16 feet. Is that enough to hit anything that you're going past?
Oh, I can make it bigger.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I can make it bigger, but
okay.
Let's just see what this does. Okay. So if I hit the auto button and hit it, and it's putting it. That's too far. Let me see what that dimension.
Yeah, dimension what that is from the corner to that where you want it to go.
That's what I'm doing.
Are you in the plan view or are you in a layout view?
I'm in plan view.
Okay. You just have it where it shows the sheet size. I got you.
Yeah, I'm just zoomed up, that is... This thing does not want to click snap where you want it.
Just do a point-to-point dimension, and then you can.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Because that'll work. It'll snap to whatever you want. Well, that's a block, though, right? You created a block for those texts.
Yeah,
that's a block.
That's a block.
You'd have to unblock it.
Point to point is not gonna want to do it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to unblock it.
Shoot.
That's okay.
Well, I can do it this way. I can click on that thing and move it up. Move it up a notch. No, it's not letting me do that either.
I would.
I gotta unblock it.
Yeah, it's not a problem to unblock it.
Unblock it.
There you go. Now you'll be able to have total.
Now I can do it. All right.
Total power.
From here to there is 4'7". Okay, that's 50. Let me go back over here. Let's see what it does this time.
I got a question. When you hit auto dimension, does it overwrite the previous auto dimension, or does it just add to the original?
No, I've been erasing it each time. You know, because I was experimenting with it. Let's just see what.
Have you tried
what it does?
Have you tried the edit delete object, and you can pick all the dimensions, and boom, in one time it's done?
Okay, do edit.
Edit. Go down to delete objects. Go up a little bit. Keep going. Up. You got to go up. It's delete objects. It's right underneath paste.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
And then from there,
delete
go
objects.
to CAD.
And
inside CAD,
dimensions.
just click on the dimensions automatic. The box right to the right of your mouse. To the right. Right there.
Right there.
Click that, hit OK, and every automatic dimension goes away.
Oh, son of a gun.
I
didn't know about that.
That's super quick. Yeah.
Well, that dimension didn't go away, but anyway,
well, because that was a manual point to point.
Let's try it this time and see. But before I left, I had messed around. See, I put that dimension in there, but it's not putting it in there. So we need to look and see what the
let's do this.
Dimensions.
Can you double click that dimension 32'1" and open that dialog box up right there and just see what it's set at? See if there's any information in here that would help us. I don't see anything.
No. Let's go to
okay.
Let me go to the default setting and see what it's set at. And I want to go to dimension 4. That's that one right there.
Yep.
Dimension 4, edit.
And
see, it has a reach of 56, but it's not doing it.
Well, that's okay. That's
no, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is right there.
56.
There it is. That's the problem.
Yep. And then your reach on the other one was, that says exterior 220. What's that other reach? Go up one. Go into general. What's that reach? It's like go up to general. What's that reach at 56? What is that? Because
I thought that was where the
see,
offset was.
no,
No, it's not.
it's a reach, and you
No.
made the other one 220.
I'm gonna put 220 again.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
curious because why there would be two separate instances where you could set reach.
I don't know why it's that way.
I think the answer they're going to try and give you though is do it all manual, and we would rather it be automatic if we could.
Yeah, I want it automatic. I don't want it manual.
So this is really
That's
what the purpose of this video
whole
is.
thing I'm trying to get is where I can. Let me go back and do that and edit again. Delete objects.
And see, it's already selected. So all you got to do is hit delete. Your boom.
All right. Now let's try it again. Now see, it's putting it where it's supposed to be.
Yep.
See that? Okay. Now let's go to offsets, exterior offsets.
Check their settings.
Let's see what it does there. And it's not putting it at the right place.
So we got to go check.
It's putting it at the same distance.
Yep, we got to go check those settings under manual.
Yeah. So I've got to go set that, and that's supposed to be 42.
Okay. Hit OK.
40. Okay, now let's get rid of those dimensions. Hey man, I like this. See, I did not know about this.
You can just hit enter when you do that. When you hit that, if it's still selected,
I can just hit enter. I don't have to go to that again.
Well, you go up, you go edit, delete object, and then just hit enter. But if you've done it, you got to be careful with that.
All right. Now see, it's putting it in the right place.
Okay.
See, so under that one, it's putting it in the right place. Now let me go back and do my T-walls.
So you did all these in save plan view. That's very cool.
Yeah, I'm doing that in the plan view. So let me get rid of those again. All right. Now let me go. I'm in the plan in the other one, and so let me change it to. That's probably 40. No, 30.
36 maybe.
30. Yeah, it's 33.
33. Yeah. Okay.
See, because I had these all set up earlier, and I left. So if you get these all set, and with the plan view deal like this, then you can come in there and see it's on a layer to itself. So now, see that dimension is on the T-wall dimension. Let me get down here to the T-walls. See that there's the T-walls right there. And I've got 4 different plans, and they've got different things in them. See, just like I've got right here.
Yeah. So you were telling me that if you put the window, you told me that if you're going to use this setting, you can't do the windows and doors until the end, right? You have to dimension T-walls separate.
Yeah. Separate, yeah. Okay.
Because
but I have been playing around with this one, okay, and this one it's getting the windows, but then it's getting the offsets, and say I don't want that. I want the windows down here and T-wall. So I've got to, but I don't have any T-walls. See, I don't have any walls there, and that's the reason it put that. Okay, let me get rid of that just a second, and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Those must not be automatic dimensions.
Didn't get rid of those.
Yeah, are they not automatic? Highlight one. Let me see. I'm looking at
They were automatic. Okay, they were automatic.
Well, I'm looking at. Let's see, drawing group. I'm trying to see in the bottom when you click on them, because you just deleted all the automatic dimensions, and so those shouldn't have stayed.
All right, let's try it again. Okay.
Yeah, delete all that. Delete. There's one more. There you go. One more down there on the left. And then hit it. Okay. Let's see what happens.
All right. see, this one has T-walls and
No openings.
no windows.
Okay.
No windows. Okay. So I was experimenting. See, I did one with no windows and no interior walls. I did one with just the windows and the exterior wall. Then I did this one with T-walls, and then this one has got everything.
What about a brick ledge?
And that
How
should be.
how are you showing the brick ledge?
Huh?
How are you showing a brick ledge for it to dimension to? Or is that part of the problem?
I had to go in there. I had to go in there and put make a P line, and I made it 5.5 inches.
Yeah, because
so it would show up.
I'd like you to throw a foundation that's a slab with brick on the walls, and then let's show how it doesn't, like, the foundation should measure to over concrete, but then as soon as you come up onto the main floor.
Yes, see, that is.
Okay.
That is
So
a brick wall.
can you
See, it's not showing up.
can you build the foundation and see if it dimensions to the outside of concrete underneath that one?
Okay. Yeah, let me go here and build a foundation. Monolithic slab.
Monolithic
Okay.
slab, boom.
All right, so there's a monolithic slab, but see what it's doing? This is the brick line right there
Uh-huh.
around, because see, I stopped it right here and right there. But see, it's not showing the rest of my slab.
Well, that's totally wrong. Turn on your reference layer for a minute over on the side and see what the reference layer does so you can see what's happening from above. It's the three, yeah, there you go, that one. I'm just curious why it's not working.
Yeah, see there? And see, now you can see the brick ledge.
Yep.
See it?
Yep. That's how it's supposed to be. And then
Now you tell me.
I don't understand why the foundation's not showing on the non-brick ledge part.
And see, I have right here, I've got brick ledge lines. It's checked. It should be showing, see? Foundation.
Oh, man. Hang on just a second.
Anyway, let me turn this off and get back to my dimensioning deal.
I'm bad like that. I get distracted.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So let's look at all
Let's
this.
get back and get this thing back to where we were talking about.
Yeah, because if we're going to dimension...
The goal I'm trying to do, okay, let me just tell you the goal I'm trying to do. I'm trying to have these dimension layer sets, layer set right here, okay? So when I change this, it's changing my layer set, and I have my layers, they're all over here defined right there. See, I've got layers for each one of those layer sets.
Okay.
You see that?
Yep.
So when I'm clicking on this, it's turning other layers off, okay? Just like I have that interior wall. I've made an interior wall, okay, where it's on a different layer, okay, where I can turn those off. And the reason for that is experimenting with this, okay?
Yeah.
Because normally your interior walls are on, okay? So, but I can go and down here to my interior walls plan set, I can do that and see it turns off all the dimensions except my interior dimensions. So I can, right here, I can go ahead and start doing dimensioning, okay, without anything else interfering with me. Everything's turned off except the walls and the dimensions. So I can just string a dimension, right across here, and it's going to give me those dimensions if I snapped it right. But I wish they had an ortho lock. Dadgummit, I tell you, that just irritates me.
Yeah, it tends to jump
Why
to
do
snap.
they not have, Well, when you click on something and you start to drag it, it's locked.
Yeah. And it shouldn't.
90 degrees, 180 degrees, or whatever.
Yep. And then you
know?
either push shift or control, and that free spins it to where you could go any angle. But otherwise, it's defaulted to
just
ortho.
mash the control button, and then you can do anything you want to.
Yep.
Okay.
That would
or
be
you
smart.
can turn on these angles here and go whatever angle you want to. But as long as you're going straight up and down and horizontal, it should be locked.
Yep, because it introduces
every
too much
other
of a mistake.
CAD program, it locks it.
Yep.
So anyway, so getting back to what I'm trying to do, okay? I'm trying to get where I can just go and hit that layer set, and I can go here and hit the auto, and it's done that. Then I can go to the next one and hit it, go to auto, and it puts it in, okay? And it's putting it on its own layer.
Yep.
That's the key, okay? And you can go to the next one, down to the windows, and it's going to put the windows. See down here, it's putting the windows in, but I don't have it set because it's got to be down. So I've got to go and set that where it's the right height. Well, it says it's 20. It's supposed to be doing it then because it's supposed to be 20 inches off. So I don't know why it's not doing it.
And how come, okay, some of them have line separation of 14 and some have line separation of 12. I wonder if that makes a difference.
Well, they're supposed to be all 12. That's what I have.
Okay. I was just, not that one, but the next page where it says set up automatic. And then the other thing is, have you clicked on locate auto exterior and made sure that it's only grabbing what you're supposed to grab? Over on the left in the column.
Here, auto.
Right there.
Auto exterior.
Yeah. So in this, you
Primary.
have. Yeah, you want just openings. Opening centers. Yeah, these are doors and windows.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what you want is centers.
Yeah, I want the centers in the window and door deal.
And then
so
walls.
Anyway,
I got you.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be able to, since we do not have the ability to pick more layers, okay? You know what I'm talking about? Trying to get that little dialog box where it's...
well, on the automatic layer, we need more options right there.
Right here.
We need to be able to have little check boxes to the right that let you choose what is it you're wanting. Because it's sort of like when it says locate auto exterior, maybe it should go there.
Mm-hmm.
If you or down a little bit, right there.
Right there, yeah.
Maybe it should be on this page.
And we should have more options, either there or up here at the auto, where we can pick. See, like it's got the first line, okay, and the separation. So we need another one right here that says second line, third line, fourth line, and fifth line. And if you don't fill it in, then it's not going to do anything. But if you do, it's going to give a separation. It's going to give a dimension. So that dimension line is going to go whatever that setting is on each one of those lines.
Yeah, so
that's what we're needing.
You have line separation at the top, and so if you want uniform line separation, then you need then don't put any numbers in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Just leave them blank, and it will, where you start with your first one, it will add 12 to the second one. It'll add 12.
Yeah.
So then...
But see, they've got over here, they show 3 dimensions. So if you pick this, it's going to give you the overall dimension and the next inner dimension and then the next line, whatever the next line is going to be.
Where does it tell you?
3.
Where do they?
3 options over here.
Yeah. Where do they annotate that it's 3, and how do we control that number?
I don't know. So you've got these positions right here: room, minimum room, outer dimension, outside the line position, outside.
Yeah, we're not
I
even messing
picked
with
all
the
of those
room.
and tried all of those, and
That's part of the auto interior for the room.
yeah,
Yeah, so that's not, and
that's right.
elevation we don't need
That's
either.
not helping us.
Yeah.
Here's where we need the other controls.
Okay.
See, just like right here, they've got outer dimension. The next one should be the offsets, and you could have another one for your T-walls and another one for your windows.
Well, they would have
And
to be next to the like if you want dim 1, you would have to be able to pick dim 1 and what do you want it to do, and then dim 2 and what do you want it to do. So there would have to be a drop down menu that you check from like dimension 1, you want it to be windows and doors. So somewhere in there's going to be openings. And when you pick that, then you have options on that. Do you want center line? Do you want to the edge? Do you want to the molding?
Yeah. And see, here's the thing. Once, let me get rid of this again. Once you get this all set up, well, that didn't.
How is it not deleting that? Go back. That's totally wrong.
I know.
Edit. So let's see what other options we have. Do dimensions manual. Do that one too. This should get rid of everything.
There we go. All right. So, here's the thing: when you start putting these on the different, using the layer sets to control your dimensions, okay? Because here's the thing: when you're designing a home from scratch, okay, you're just starting off and coming. You don't really want all of the dimensions to come on at one time, okay? Mm-hmm. You just want your overall dimensions, okay? That's all you when you first starting out. That's all that you want to come on. It's just the overall to check and make sure that your design is going to fit within the footprint that you're working with on a site plan. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's all that's for, really. That's your maximum width and maximum depth. Okay, and then as you start progressing with the design, you start putting your T-walls in there, okay? And I like to have all of my interior walls on a totally separate layer. Now, the way they've got it set up, they've got walls normal. Well, that's everything, including your exterior walls and your interior walls, okay? And yes, when you're clicking it and it's putting it on the exterior wall based on your brick or finished siding or whatever you're doing, okay? But I think it's easier to control things that you're wanting to do when you have the ability to turn layers on and off, and everything's not on one layer.
Okay, and then when you get near being done, do you send it to layout and turn on all those layers so that all those separate dimensions work together?
I have, see where it says all walls? Mm-hmm. Well, see, if you pick that, well, the only dimensions I've got right now are just those, okay? Or the outside dimensions, okay? But let's just go ahead and just pick all the dimensions and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, you've got all of those right now. And let's put T-walls in there. It's turning layers off.
It's giving you just here. The layer that you want, and then you auto dimension that one, right?
Yeah. See, I pick what layer I want, layer set, okay?
Yep.
Which is the T-walls, okay? And so when I hit it, you see it's putting the T-wall dimension right there, see?
It grabbed the offset. Yeah, it didn't grab the T-wall, but that's okay. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it didn't put it where it's supposed to be. But
well, that's because when you look up there, it's actually dim 3 offset walls. It was that you were...
Oh, that's putting the offset walls.
Yeah, you didn't. Okay. You meant to do something different.
I hit the wrong thing, man.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, that's dim 3. Okay.
There you go, 2A.
T-walls. There's the T-walls. Okay.
And then you got to hit dimension. You got to auto dimension that. Remember, like, there you go.
Yeah, yeah. And see, it put that on the right layer right there.
Okay.
But it's got this one up here. We hit first.
Yeah, and that's
so
part of offset walls.
You know, yeah. So,
and then when
anyway, once you get all of these layers, and you can turn everything off. Okay, you can turn that layer off, and you can turn this layer off. Okay, but then when you hit, if it's working right, yeah, say I hit that, and it turns all your layers on. And once they're set, everything is getting put in the proper. Let's look at this one right here. I mean, they're putting them in the proper location. Supposedly,
yeah, they're just not referencing the
set right. But see, that's the thing. I can set it, and it'll start working one time, and then the next time I change the thing here, and when I go and change the setting for the automatic, then it overrides what I've already set. And so then when I do the dimensions again, it's putting them in the wrong spot because it's gone in and changed that setting that I set prior.
I got you. It's not isolating.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not isolating and that's what I want. That's what I would love to have, is to have where you can, each one of these layer sets, okay, each one of them that you pick, whether it's T-walls, exterior walls, whatever, when you get that one right there and you go and change that setting to the automatic and you put that dimension right there, it needs to be locked to that layer set. You follow me?
So
that layer set right there.
Instead of it being first line
and
offset.
And then when you go to the next one, say that is 56, okay? Then when you go to this one, which is the offset, okay? And I change that to the offset layer set, okay? And I go over here and I pick that and hit the auto, okay? I guess it did.
Well, it did it on the one with no walls and no windows.
Yeah.
But it added stuff like in the ones with windows. It's like they think you're just going to let them drive, like they're just going to auto dimension, and they really don't
the way they want to do it, and that's not the most productive way. I mean, anyway, it's just really it's just not being very productive to me. I mean, because when you use their auto deal, it's auto everything, and if you want to try to turn off just part of it,
like the openings, you don't need to see the openings. All of a sudden, you can't. Yeah, you'd have to manually.
And when they do their dimensions, everything, you don't have a clean line of dimensions like right here. All that is nothing but window locations.
Yeah. So what if I needed
to start here and start laying it out, and he's got his overall dimension right there? You don't want to have a whole bunch of combinations of dimensions. Say like right now, it's putting this is the way they're doing it, because say it's taking that dimension there, and that dimension shouldn't be there. That dimension should go to here.
Yeah,
follow me?
To the next window.
Let me go down. Yeah, right here. Say here's how it should be.
Yep.
On the window layer, it should go from wall to window to window to wall to window to window to wall.
Not the interior walls. I don't ever want to pull off of the interior walls.
Yeah, not like this. You don't want every one of those things broken up like that.
Yep. Yeah, because you know
It's
what?
cleaner. It's cleaner dimensions.
If I
And
had to
just
lay
like you've
that
got
plate out,
that overall dimension there, see, it's cleaner.
if I had
See
to
how
lay
clean?
if I had to lay
What are
that
you saying?
plane out, say that those plates, the one on the
Uh-huh.
upper right, I would have to lay it out, and then I'd have to readjust my tape to over the layout for the T-wall to get to the next window. And I would not want to
Yeah,
do that because that introduces the chance of me getting off instead of me
right.
staying hooked.
You hook that tape right there, and you come right across here and get the center line,
Yep.
okay? And then when you get ready to do your T-walls, wherever they are here, right there, you're pulling that same tape from right there to that wall, to that wall, to that wall, and you're not picking your tape up and moving it like up here.
Yep.
You know, you're going to center line here. Well, now, or you have to add these things up in your head to be able to locate that wall.
Yep.
If you got your tape measure hooked there and you're pulling it, you know, down this wall, yes, you can mark the first window. Yeah, okay. But now you have to either move your tape to the center line there, or you have to add these two dimensions in your head to get that location there.
Very cool.
And that's crazy. That's not productive with the framers. I mean, you frame. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
It's so much easier to look. Okay, you just located that window. Okay, so now your tape is still hooked. Just go straight on across here. You pick up 8'11". You got it right there. Okay.
Yep.
And then if you had the windows, where's my windows? Okay, if you go into the next window, you're still going right across with your tape. Okay, because that tapes, you can pull it across there, and I don't know. Me, it's just easier. I don't know.
No, I hear you.
You're a framer. You tell me.
No, what I like is on some of the plans you've done where you have a framing plan, and I only need to know like exterior walls and openings and tees, so I can just lay
That's
out.
all.
I can do all my outside walls that way, and then when I got my outside walls done, I'll do a couple inside if I need to like brace the wall so the outside wall doesn't tip over, and those are easy.
Yeah.
Those are I'm pulling. Typically, I stack frame, so whichever is like what we'd call the boss corner, boss wall, I'll hang past the length of that stud or that wall, and then I'll pull the first layout 15 1/4 to the layout, and then from there 16 inch on center. So I keep the whole thing laid out based off of a reference wall on the back
Have you got?
and one on the side.
Yeah. Have you got that little screenshot I sent to you that you can pull in on this
I
thing?
do, and
Let me see if I've got it here. Hold on a minute. See if I can get it, find it, and pull it in. Because it's got the setup perfect, and I'm needing to see if I can get over here and find it.
I'm gonna see what I can do right here.
Let's see. Picture.
Was that let me think, where did I put that? I wonder if that was under roof, or was that...
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah, you throw that. There you go.
There it is. Okay. All right. See, now that's the way it should be laid out. Okay. And see, all of those windows going across there on the same window string. Your T-walls are on the same windows, same string. Your offsets are on the same string. That's the overall offset for this one. That's the offset for that one. And the same way down here. There's your overall. And see, there's that brick ledge going around there. And see, there's my 5.5 inch dimension. But see, you can't get that. At
Well,
least
at the
I've not been able to figure out.
Yeah,
Okay,
at
how
the...
can I put the brick ledge dimension and show that
Yeah.
on my floor plan?
I think this is good. This is good for questions. I'd even just publish this on YouTube and let people kind of watch what we're talking about and see what the comments will be and see if they'll have some input.
Well, okay.
Because I mean, you've pretty much thoroughly explained it, and it would be awesome if auto had that level of control. Where I'll tell you what I'll do is before I publish this, I'll take screenshots of your menu and I will Photoshop in where we think we should have a little more control, so that the dimensioning, the auto dimensioning definitely could use some love, and
Yes.
and it would be really.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. The auto dimensioning the user needs to be in control of the auto dimensioning.
Yeah, because everything else could be done manual, but why do
Because
manual?
everybody works in a different workflow. Everybody, I bet you can ask 50 different designers, and they're going to have a different way of doing a workflow.
Yep.
But I've been doing this workflow. It started out when I was manually drawing. Okay, that's the way I did my dimensionings, because my dad told me that's the way he wants to lay out the house.
Yeah.
And he built homes, him and my uncles. So he and my uncles built, tons of homes, and they wanted it in a certain way, and that's how I started out.
Yep.
Manually drawing. Then I started with AutoCAD, and I wrote all those list routines that had my dimensioning and everything this way, and I had auto dimensioning, okay, and all it was doing was every time I put a wall, there's a reference point right there, insertion point where I start that wall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's a starting point and ending point, and if that starting point butted an outside wall, that was a reference point inside the database, and that's all you're doing. You're going in there and grabbing that point, and you write the list routine where it finds that point, and it puts a dimension from that point to that point. Same way with the window. It's got an insertion point, and that's all Chief's doing with their auto dimensioning. They're getting all those reference points out of the database and stringing dimensions to it.
Yep.
It's not rocket science, okay? And so the user needs to be able to have more control of how they want the automatic features working with the dimensions. And it's not breaking their program. It's just adding a couple more options.
Yeah.
That's all it's doing.
It's creating variables.
And you need to have the option to have each one of those layers, each one of those dimension lines on a layer to themselves.
Yep.
I know they've got dimensions, okay, and they want everything on dimensions. That's a system variable, okay, right there, and here's the automatic system variable right there. But still, you can still have, just like I've got right here, you can have dimensions on different layers and create layer sets. And if you can figure out how to lock those offsets in place, then you could have more control.
So what they need is the ability for people to make Dimension Automatic 1, Dimension Automatic 2, Dimension Automatic 3, and then you could rename them from automatic to whatever. And then
whatever
when you go,
want to name them.
Yeah, so you name them like openings. And then when you go in, you should be able to check just openings and just like the outside dimensions and offsets and openings, and that's it.
Well, here's the thing, because a lot of times when you're working, okay, now, like I said, I start right here. This is where I start, okay? I just have a perimeter plan, and I immediately start designing the roof, okay? I don't have any windows. I don't have any interior walls or anything. I'm just trying to see what kind of options I can come up with a roof design. Because I change plate heights, I change roof pitches. Now this is a small house compared to my big estate homes that I do, or in some of my complex roofs. But anyway, it works the same principle, okay? And so I kind of block out that roof, and then that way I have a sense of what I can and do with the elevation. And then, the windows come after I start, I'll get my walls in, like right here. Here's the next phase right here. That's the first phase. This is the next phase that I would be putting interior walls in, okay?
Gotcha.
And then once I get the interior walls in, I have a roof on it. So now I pop it up into elevation view, and I start looking and thinking about how I split my screen where I'm seeing the floor plan and the elevation. And so I start thinking about placement of windows, okay, and what type of windows, and if I need to raise this plate up higher, if I need to change this to a gable instead of a hip. All of those things I'm thinking about while I'm looking at my floor plan and my elevation at the same time, okay?
Yeah.
And so then I put my windows in, okay? That's the next thing I do. So, and again, I don't really have any dimensions in this right now, except just the temporary dimensions. When I'm putting these walls in, I'm using the temporary dimensions, okay? But now, I also, I do pre-designed rooms. So a lot of times I'll just bring the whole room in there and, it'll be 4 walls. And when I place it in there, that wall sets on top of that one, it goes away, okay? Because can't have one wall in chief on top of each other. So it goes away. But a lot of times I'll do that when I'm kind of doing my space plan. I'll start out with that. But anyway, that's kind of my workflow.
Okay? Yeah, while you're talking, I've just opened up a couple of your roof bird's eyes, so that if anybody's wondering why you're being very particular about how you want your dimensions, it's because you know how to design incredibly complex houses, and you would really, there's lots about Chief that's amazing, and I think you and I both.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love Chief. Okay, yeah. Don't get me wrong.
We just want it to be better
from a builder standpoint, because I was a design build company, okay, and I had my own interior design company and built 12, 14,000 square foot houses, okay. So you got a different clientele there than this little house here, okay.
Yeah.
But we did the whole 9 yards. So what I'm trying to do is just make it Chief's great from the interior design standpoint, and even for just regular houses, okay. But it's not friendly for builders. It's it needs a little bit more work to help the builder and the framers in the field.
Yeah.
And if they could get this zoned in on these dimensions and roof, okay, and the roof designs, they could take over the residential market. It's so much easier to use Chief than Revit, okay, to design homes. It's easier than AutoCAD. And I was an AutoCAD person for 40 years. So I started out when it was not even called AutoCAD. So it was just a graphics package when it first came out. So anyway, that's it could just be a powerful program.
Yep.
It's real powerful for the interior design, the kitchen planning and all of that stuff. It's great. But it's just not as friendly for the builder and the framers out in the field. That's all I can say.
Yep. So
do you agree? Do you agree with what I'm saying there?
I do. That's why we're doing this. I'm opening up some of the.
And it could be awesome. It's an awesome program already, but it could be even better.
Oh, I know.
It could dominate the market. It could dominate the market if they could just listen to their users.
Yep. I'm opening. So what happened was I drug a image across to show everybody what you did, and it took over my web browser, which ended our meeting. So I'm recording your voice, but your screen is no longer visible. So then what I started doing was I was just opening random plans, like these roof plans you sent, just to show some of the and then under the renders, you have a couple renders that are really nice. and this is the style of house that you design. So it would really be in Chief's interest to talk to you directly and find out the ins and outs of, like you just mentioned, the sequence and how you design, and why you like to dimension the way you dimension as you're designing, because it keeps it clean, it keeps it organized. You see the information you need, but you don't have everything just bleh. And I think this video.
I have it on layers, so I can turn off, and I'm not cluttered with all the other dimensions. I'm zeroing in on the dimensions that I am working with.
Yep. So I think that's going to be I think that's going to be the way we go. Is I can. Well, I have to be honest. My wife just brought in some fresh salmon because we live on the West Coast.
Okay.
And I'm going to probably have dinner here.
We'll end this.
Yeah, I'll put this up on YouTube. This is perfect. And then I'll send a link to Nigel so he can see some of the, like, we really want to square him away with roof framing, and I'm all for helping him any possible way. And then dimensions.
I am too.
Yeah. I mean, if we have to go to Coeur d'Alene, okay. That's what we do. But, oh, and this salmon is so good.
Okay, we get to eating, and I'll talk to you later.
But yeah, so thanks, Larry. And
okay.
And we're on the same page on this. We're going to help Chief any way they can. Hopefully it's not too hard for him. You are writing code, so you kind of understand where the hard parts are and where the easy parts are. And whatever they need from us to get this right. Because, man, if you imagine if you had total control over all aspects of auto dimensioning, it would be so fast.
Mm-hmm. It would. Because right now, when you do auto dimensioning, it's putting so many dimensions on there, you're having to go back and edit a lot of them. You're going to have to pull the dimension off here. It puts two of the same dimensions on the string, and you don't need that. So you're having to go in and edit too much.
And I think what you're doing with the auto dimensioning is the majority of floor plans are going to use the auto dimension. And then if you get somebody who's like designing a little garage or whatever, or interior designer, they're going to use the manual dimensions. Because it's like if you're dimensioning cabinets or whatever, I would hate to hit auto in something like that. I would want to control it manually. And there's only one or two dimension strings and you're done. It's not like the whole house.
Right. So, anyway, well, let's end this. You go eat, and we'll talk later.
All right. This is great.
I'm going to keep playing with this and see if I can figure this out. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks,
Talk
Larry.
to you later. Bye.